we gotta back up.
And Maggie Q. Thanks. Okay.
Sausage fest.
Get right in the middle of it. Straight here in the middle.
Okay, ready to go. Stephen, here we go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Congratulations on the big movie. It'd be great, since we have 6 of you up here, if you could each sort of say your name and your character and talk a little bit about how you see the movie version of what you do compared to what Veronica Roth might have done in the book with who you're playing. Thanks.
I guess I'll start down here. Miles Teller, I play Peter. His fans are calling themselves Peter's Princesses. So I just want to throw that out there. I love you all. And I hear your voices and I see each and every one of you. So thank you for that. And as far as the movie goes, I haven't seen the cut that's in theaters. I still haven't seen the film yet, but I know, we filmed. It's very true to the book, a lot of stuff that we filmed. I'm not sure what got cut out of there. I heard 1 or 2 scenes that I was a little upset about. But other than that, I think it's a pretty nice rendition.
But did you see yourself as a good guy, as one of these dogmas people, or are you a neo-Nazi?
I was not a neo-Nazi. But no, I mean, I don't think anybody wakes up and is like, oh, I'm gonna be mean today. I think it comes from some kind of inner conflict and struggle, which Veronica talks about, kind of in the later books. I think Peter actually has a really nice arc by the end of it.
Jai?
I'm Jai Courtney. I play Eric, who is one of the younger leaders of the Dauntless faction. As far as the shift from the book to what we sort of came up with, I guess I actually wanted to try and make Eric a little more likable than he seemed on the page in the novel. It's when you kind of have a cast, the characters like this, sometimes they feel a little functional, and the challenge was to try and do something with that and dig in and sort of find out what his motivation was. It was often a struggle with Neil, because he wanted me to kind of, it would always come back to being kind of flat and dead and mean. And I was a little paranoid that would just create a boring performance. But I think he's much smarter than I am, so he crafted that well. And I'm happy with what we wound up with in the end.
Nice. I'm Lloyd-Hughes. I play Will in the film, he comes from erudite and he's a bit of a know-it-all. He's got all the facts. He's very intelligent and becomes very good friends with the core friendship group of Tris, Christina, and Al. And I saw the film for the first time last night, and I think the challenge with Will was trying to make him. He has all the facts, and he's a complete know-it-all, but not to make him just Dr. Exposition. That everything he says is just about moving the story on, and that he actually has a character and a storyline of his own. And I watched it, and I was really pleased with how it turned out. You can't. In the words of the Rolling Stones, you can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you might just find you get what you need. We certainly did in the film, and it's got that warmth of his character comes out very strong, I think, and his likability hopefully is there.
Thank you, Mekhi.
You're welcome. Anytime.
My name's Madsen. I play Al. He's sort of the quiet, shy one in the group, kind of like the gentle giant, and I relate with that a lot. So I get he kind of falls in love a little bit with Tris, and then so she sort of brings him into the group, and he becomes sort of one of the sort of friends of Will, played by Ben, and Christina, Zoe Kravitz, and then Tris, and then. I think he's coming from candor, which is honesty. I think he's trying to be protective of everyone, and sort of runs into a lot of mistakes along the way. But I think he cares about everybody. I think, and also having Veronica on set sort of helped me play as close to the book as possible with the character, and and having Neil sort of, be there as well, it was, very helpful. Oh, yeah. Sorry, no Mick Jagger quote.
I'm Maggie Q. I play Tori. Tori is sort of she's a longtime Dauntless member, sort of like Jai's character in Mekhi's. She is the unwilling sort of mentor to Shailene's character, and it was interesting. It's sort of like sort of what Jai was saying, and all of our challenges when you're in the Dauntless faction is you're always going to have that they're known for their bravery. They're sort of a tough faction, and sometimes that can read a little flat, a little cold, a little and you don't want that. You sort of want the undertone to read properly when you're doing a film like this, so you're not watching a bunch of just mean, sort of driven, crazy group of people. With Tori, the balance was really about that towing that line between what makes her interesting, what makes her mysterious and engaging, hopefully, is that line between what is expressed and what's felt and what is expressed. You want to feel that there's a lot that's being felt, but not a lot that's coming out of her mouth, not a lot that she's willing to expose, because, obviously being divergent does mean something very personal to her, and she's had experience with it. So she wants to stay the hell away from Shailene's character, Tris, as much as she possibly can, in a very real way. And it was important to make her resistance to that very real, otherwise you don't feel the threat of kind of what it is to be divergent and what that means. And I think Neil was helpful too. That was so funny. Having Neil there was helpful.
Sorry, it's first interview, it's early.
Is it my turn? Yeah. My name is Mekhi Phifer. I play Max. This is it was an interesting journey for me because, I've never done a sort of a sequel-based film before, and I'm used to being able to understand what the character arc is in any given script by reading it from beginning to end and knowing where the character's going. And so in this, I had certain things that, I felt like I wanted to do and bring in. And it was interesting, like Jai said, and even Maggie, to sort of, you don't want to play anything uninteresting. So, you have these things that you're going to bring, but, they want you to sort of bring it down a little bit and, be a little bit more stoic in your approach. But, it was interesting because I didn't know where the character was going. I didn't necessarily know where he came from. There was no sort of prequel leading up to him being the leader of the Dauntless faction. And so I'm just interested in seeing the second installment and what they do with it and where my character goes and where the arc is. And so I'm looking forward to that immensely.
Thank you.
Hi. During the making of this movie, of the 5 faction attributes, which one did you feel you felt yourself grow in the most during the process of making the movie, of the 5 attributes? And you're not all allowed to say Dauntless.
I'll start.
Dauntless.
Say Dauntless.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Don't.
Thank you. The one person that's like, Amity.
No one said application.
I think, somebody had a question?
I think you should answer his question.
I think, we jump at this sort of chance to say Dauntless because it's so much different from the life we live. I mean, erudite, it's all futuristic and it's cool, but I mean, I think, just even during the filming process and the sort of training stuff we did, I mean, it just seemed sort of the most different from how you could imagine a sort of world being, and the fighting styles and the guns and the sort of jumping off the trains. I mean, it's all really like cool and in a weird way. And then I mean, I'd probably sort of go day 2, probably wouldn't make the train and fall to my sort of
Day 2.
demise. I'd give myself 2 days. I don't want to be sort of too bold about it, but yeah. Anyways.
What would we choose? I think it's easy to say Dauntless just because, I mean, who doesn't want to, sort of have that, celebrate the recklessness and not feel like that, it's a positive and not sort of, something that you have to hide or repress. I think there's a reckless side to all of us, and it's a faction dedicated to represent that side of your personality that doesn't want any consequence and just sort of throws it to the wind and is so careless in the way that they do things. But hopefully the movie expressed the fact that Dauntless is not as glamorous as it seems, and not really something that you'd actually want as a reality day in and day out. But it's a fun answer, so I don't really know what other faction would be as fun, and I think that's why that's the easy answer.
Well said. I'll echo that. That's good.
Yeah, I think inevitably
I echo those
we were on a hard. It was a really hard. We were all there for a long time, so I think actually, weirdly, to answer your question, we did. So a lot of us find ourselves falling into. I certainly felt like my character as we went on the journey of filming it, because it was a process of almost like a training exercise every day, and we kind of bonded, and everyone, subtly filled into their roles, and so in terms of that journey, yeah, I certainly felt like I was doing the Dauntless initiation as we filmed in warehouses in Chicago.
First of all, congratulations to all of you. This is an amazing, amazing film. And Miles, it's so good to see you in a film where we're not alcohol themed.
Right. Well, Peter's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
You see it on the show.
See the cut of the movie.
He's certainly hitting the bottle.
But one of the key elements of this film, while it so easily could have been all CGI, it's not. There's a lot of practical sets here, especially the marble quarry in Chicago, which is the pit.
Yeah.
How much did that help your character performance and inform you as to what you were about to do? Did that steep you? Was that more helpful to you? Because some of you, I think it's the first time you worked with CGI, so as a comparison.
Well, I
Yeah,
think go ahead, please go. Hey man, it's early in the morning.
It's like a conference call.
I think, yeah, for someone like me, it's really sort of the first movie I've ever done. So CGI or not, it was sort of a brand new experience. But when I read the book, it takes place in Chicago, and to sort of film it in Chicago. I mean, these things just don't ever happen when you shoot a movie to actually take place in the same place. And so it was exciting to sort of read a page where it was like she climbs the Ferris wheel, and then the next day we're going to watch her climb this Ferris wheel, and it was. Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm sure it was sort of tough to sort of lost what I was saying. Yeah,
jump in there.
Just
Jump in there.
there you go.
So we're all here for each other, all for one here. No, but I think that it does help, sort of bring you into the world of what it is that we're bringing to you guys. I know when I walked onto the sets were so elaborate. It really helped me sort of take in the world and be a part of, this sort of universe in which these guys created. And, it was a very proud moment for all of us, I think. I think this is a very big movie for us, and we were excited.
Yeah, there actually wasn't a whole lot of green screen. Pretty much everything you see are just, really, cool sets. And so a lot of these abandoned buildings and this and that, it's not like they dressed that up. I mean, the buildings we were in were like leaking if it was snowing, if it was cold, there's a lot of dirt and dust and rats. I mean, production did a great job on that. It's very real. So appreciate you guys helping that performances.
Yeah, I think the react, because as the initiates, there wasn't, as Miles says, there wasn't a huge amount of CGI, so it was amazing these sets we would walk on, and so much of the part of our story was telling the story through our reactions and how, just through our eyes and our looks, we were responding to these things that were happening to us, and that was amazing to have these huge sets in front of us to respond to.
Yeah, you're right. It's a good, production value on this was so high, and I think that in that world, it's a huge tool for actors, so you're absolutely right. It's a good point.
For Maggie here, back here.
Oh, hi.
Hi. So you went from Nikita, which is a lot of action, to
I
this.
know you.
Yes.
We know each other.
So you're not doing a lot of action in this one, but maybe in the sequel? And then your next project is Red Flag. So could you talk a little bit about that?
It might be. I think it's funny when announcements come out because I don't know that people read the whole thing. To be fair, I mean, they're not as exciting as, as a book. But I have an option on that for the next couple of years. So yeah, I'm gonna make it in the next 2 years. It's one of those passion projects, the red flag issue. But sorry, what was your question? Okay, Mekhi.
That you
Oh, will I do action in the next one?
Yeah.
I hope so. It's just one of those, it's action for me is an extension of who I am. It's really fun. It feel weird.
Neil?
Did you see that
This
panel of
production
how
value isn't as
artistic,
good as our
like,
movie.
the whole room's gonna collapse.
Production
Yeah, I know. Right? I feel like if a man hasn't suffered when I'm done with a work day, then I haven't really done my job. So it was weird going home and just kind of watching everybody else do the thing. I did though speak to the coordinators and go, okay, what do you, just on the DL, like, so what are you designing? Like, how are you training them? What are you doing? And I would ask them things like that because I wanted everything to look good and I wanted it to be good. But I would love to do some action in the next one. We'll see. We are brewing for something, so hopefully.
Okay, we have time for one more question.
Hi, I'm Cassandra. I'm from Kids Big Flicks. And in the movie, Triss, when she goes into Dauntless, she's seen differently. So I was wondering for you guys, what is a role that you took on that made the industry or your fans see you differently?
I think when I wore a tube sock in 21 years old, I didn't realize that there's a lot of muscle underneath that.
The fat to ratio muscle was higher than they thought.
I just think they liked
On the muscle side.
seeing what I was working with.
Thank you all very much.
Yeah.